The second generation of Pokemon was home to 100 new additions to the roster of available Pokemon, many of which would go on to be competitive staples, or be massive fan favorites. But, and maybe more importantly, Gen 2 was home to the coolest character ever introduced in the franchise, period. That's right, this video is about Youngster Joey! Youngster Joey, Youngster Joey, mop mop. Youngster Joey is known for having a Rattata that is in the top percentage of Rattatas, proving to be a menace for all trainers on Route 30. And it's not like the rest of Johto or Kanto for that matter would have any chance. Or would they? This question is exactly what we will be exploring this time around. How? Simply by making a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal as Youngster Joey! So grab your elite Rattatas and flame swordsmen, cause we are in for a ride. Okay, so here's what challenge runs like these usually look like. Someone chooses a Pokemon, overlevels it to 100 and beats the game. But Youngster Joey is better than that. So no overleveling gyms and no items in battle. Also, Youngster Joey only has Rattata in the Gen 2 games. What this means is that there's no way we can get past Faulkner. Or is there? See, Youngster Joey is also a trainer in Fire Red, Leaf Green, Gens 4, 5, 6, and 7. And he happens to have quite a variety of Pokemon between the games. He has the Machop line, the Rat line, the Spearow line, the Paratat, the Lillipup, the Metapod, the Alola, Grimer, Furret, and Bidoof. Shout out Bidoof. So, these are the only Pokemon we are getting in this run. Of course, except for the ones that are not obtainable in Gen 2, which leaves us with the 6 evolution lines of Raticate, Butterfree, Fearow, Machoke. No trade evolution, by the way, because Youngster Joey does not need anyone. He doesn't. Furret and Muck, which granted he uses the Alolan one, but hey, this is cooler, okay? Do we all agree? Nice. So let's begin our adventure by grabbing a starter Chikorita that we will never use except for beating the level 5 Cyndaquil that is used by our rival Kaiba. Then receive our first set of Pokeballs. With this newfound power, we will go on to catch top percent, that's PERCNT, cause space. Run and Joke the Sentret, Burb the Spearow, and Metapog the Caterpie. And of course, we use PK Hex to make sure our Rattata has perfect DVs in all stats because it is Youngster Joey's elite Rattata after all. With this legendary squad against Faulkner, we use Rattata to beat Pidgey and to decently chuck Pidgeotto before we fall to the Mighty Gus. At that, Running Joke finishes the job and grants us the first gym badge. From there, we evolve Metapog into Butterfree and easily traverse Union Cave and storm the Slowpoke Well with the ruthless combo of Metapog, Running Joke that is now a Ferret, and Rattata. The next challenge is none other than Bugsy, which we lead with Metapog to quickly dispose of the double cocoon with confusion and poison the Scyther to guarantee a victory with poison damage. But Chad Butterfree manages to confuse Scyther and solo the gym by itself. Maybe Rattata's not the only top percent among its species as it turns out. Youngster Joey will go on to help some random guy's lost Farfetch, teach Cut to Run and Joke, easily head on to Goldenrod City, and do the first thing a toddler is expected to do on a big venue like this. Head on to the nearest casino. See, the Game Corner gives us an Abra as one of the reward Pokemon, which despite not being a Pokemon we can use, can be traded for Muscle the Machop, which we can and will use. Especially the next challenge we need to face is Normie Gym Leader Whitney. And as much as we would love to bust out our top percent newly evolved Raticate, Youngster Joey has a perfect mastery of the Pokemon type chart and easily destroys Whitney's duo with karate chops from Muscle. So far, so good. After completing the part of the game that every kid was stuck on for hundreds of hours, that is, every kid except Youngster Joey, hello, we open our way to Ecruteak City and face Morty. Oh, did I mention that Raticate now happens to have TM Dig that we just taught it? Yeah, you probably get how that went. Though, thanks to our negligence in not equipping a Mint Berry, Gengar managed to kill us, but Metapod carried on and finished the work. Next up, we defeat all of the Kimono girls, give Running Joke Surf, and head on to Cinnawood City to fight Chuck. We made sure to give HM strength to Raticate to move the boulders, and HM, which we totally did not forget we needed and had to backtrack for. No, that did not happen. That absolutely did not happen. The Chuck fight started by sending Muscle, which beats the Primate 1v1. Unfortunately though, Poliwrath put it to sleep and beat it without much damage. We made sure to send our Elite Rat to damage Poliwrath so we can have our flying Pokemon in as good of a position as they ever needed to be. We put Poliwrath to sleep, and as it wasted a turn healing with full heal, we took a win with Confusion. Pretty clean. And speaking of not very hard fights, Chuck was absolutely not a challenge even after we did this totally useless switch from Rat to Machoke for no advantage at all. But hey, a win is a win. In all fairness, Youngster Joey's team has so far beaten every single gym leader with little to absolutely no strategizing. You go, buddy! Our win streak continues as Jasmine will be totally massacred by rat digs and fighting moves. And if a gym leader would not stop us, no shot at all a criminal organization ever could. So let's skip the most boring split of any Pokemon game and head on to Claire, the Dragon Gym Leader. We use our trusty Burb as the lead for this, which easily beats the first Dragonair, and heavily damaged the second one before falling to an untimely full paralysis. But then, Metapod used Psybeam to revenge kill and surprise the third dragon with a sleep powder that left us free to bring on Machoke, and two-shot with Vital Throw without taking damage. But then came Kingdra. Kingdra is a massively strong Pokemon, so even our squad of 4 will not be 100% safe. We damage it a bit with Machoke before dying to its mighty hits. The strategy here is that all of our Pokemon are merely here to help Raticate 1v1 it, as it is our best Pokemon. So our master support Mon, Metapod, came in to put it to sleep despite Smokescreen and give room for the rat to do damage. Rat almost killed it, but then a Hyper Potion into Strength missed. Thanks a lot, Smokescreen. It hurt us a lot. It really did. We elected to switch into Running Joke, sack it, and try the same strategy once again, just so we do not have to fight Kingdra at reduced accuracy. After Furret missed all of its moves, Butterfree missed its first sleep powder, but hit the second one at -2 accuracy. Oh, who needs compound eyes when you are the Giga Chad Youngster Joey Butterfree? Brought in the rat again, at which Claire used a full heal, which we did not expect as there were a lot of opportunities to use it before. We hit it with a strength, and Kingdra failed a Smokescreen, but then it switched and oops. We did not realize Smokescreen could miss. And though we failed to hit any more sleep powder, Metapod heroically fell to a Hyper Beam, giving us a free recharge turn with Raticate, which proved to be enough to beat the mighty beast and get our 8th badge. But alas, even the craziest roller coaster fights do not save us from moving on to the next challenge, no matter how hard it is or how many obstacles we face. And speaking of obstacles, none of our Pokemon learned Whirlpool or Waterfall, so we just caught an HM Slave Gyarados because, you know, being an HM Slave is commonly known to be the best Gyarados can achieve for its team, given teammates like Furret, Raticate, and Butterfree. Using this temporary help, we managed to go to the path leading to Victory Road, fight our rival Kaiba one last time, which, if you did not notice, we never cared to mention that much because that loser is a third-rate trainer with a fourth-rate team that is powerless against our rat-led squad, and thus, we healed our Pokemon. But our healing item supply leveled our team up to 46, which is usually the level cap for hardcore Nuzlocke. We went in. The Elite Four begins. Against Will, we lead with Rattata, which managed to get 4 kills, almost 5 even, and though we got great RNG, there was no way a rat not as good as a Youngster Joey Perfect DV Raticate could have done this much, of course. Burb easily finished the job. For Koga, the lead was obviously Burb to one-shot Ariados, and we switched to Machoke on the Fortress, only to realize we forgot about Fire Punch. Though final throw kind of works, I guess. Oh yeah, that works too. We send Burb again, hoping for Venomoth, but we get Muck, which we do 2-shot with Drill Peck. Then comes Crobat. Now, saving our low HP Burb for Venomoth makes sense, but this has to be killed fast because Double Team and Toxic are super dangerous, so we just spam damaging moves. And yup, that sure can happen. We send Metapod. Maybe a side beam kills, and we miss again. Maybe we get damage, Hyper Potion, and eventually top percent dies as well. Okay. At this point, we thought we had to try again, as we only had Furret against a boosted evasion, Crobat, and Venomoth, but this one little guy begged to differ. The true Mad Lad, the top percent Furret, if there ever was such a thing, prevails despite all odds and evasion boosts. Next is Bruno, which we use Metapod against to beat the Himotop, saving Burb for the later more dangerous threats. On Onix, we easily switch Furret and one-shot with Surf. Against Hitmonlee, we mostly want to just sack Furret to bring Burb for free, but holy top percent, Furret survives the stab high jump kick. Beats the Hitmonlee. Of course then, it promptly dies to Hitmonchan's Mach Punch, but hey, that's all we needed as Burb just storms in and sweeps the rest of the fight gracefully, leaving the path to Karen wide open. Against Karen, we simply lead Muscle to beat up her Umbreon. On the incoming Vileplume, we switch to Metapod to dispose of it. Next comes the biggest threat on Karen's team, Houndoom. We sacrifice our Butterfree and bring Muscle yet again, which tanks a fat flamethrower and one-shots the Hellhound. We sacrifice Machoke, though we get a lucky paralysis in the process, and then proceed to beat the rest of her team with the Burb. And last but not least comes Lance, the Johto champion, and none could have prepared us for this team. Not only does he have far stronger Pokemon than ours, but he has a numerical advantage as well, as we got nothing to quickly get rid of that pesky Aerodactyl. We soft reset many times and managed to get here quite easily again and again and again, and Lance itself was a nightmare until we led with Running Joke. With Thunder Punch for the Gyarados, a useless Rain Dance turns this into a 5v5. On the incoming Dragonite, we switched Butterfree to sack it as it cannot damage anything. But thanks to a Thunder Wave miss, we can try to Sleep Powder and then spam Psybeam for as much value as possible before the bug dies. And then this happened. Another dragon, same old plan, and after a few turns of sleep, against all odds, Butterfree with Psybeam beats 2 Dragonites back to back. Aerodactyl comes in, and like in the Clear fight, Butterfree dies, an absolute Omega Chad, the true MVP. We bring Furret to spam Surf. The first Ancient Power crits us. We try to hit it again, but a Hyper Beam knocks us out. But thanks to this sacrifice, Muscle can bust out the most powerful cross chop he's ever used to just wipe that ancient bird off the surface of planet Earth. Only 2 left. We elect to switch out Machoke for the potential Ice Punch on the final Dragonite. And we send in Fearow, who gets 1v1'd but damaged Charizard enough for our Elite Rat to revenge kill it. And there it comes, the mighty Ace Dragonite, which prompt slams us with crit Hyper Beam right off the bat. But that's it. That's all Rat needed to do. We Ice Punch, we freeze, and full restore. Okay, so we don't even 2-shot. Okay, freeze again, at which Dragonite full heals. We definitely tank 1 hit after this Ice Punch. No? Oh, okay, we crit. Well, that sure is something that definitely can happen. Our 5 Pokemon Youngster Joey team, against all odds, defeats the mighty dragons Lance has. But hey, this game is not over yet. Youngster Joey might be the Johto champ, alright, but he can and will be even more. He'll be even more, especially since Kanto allows us to catch I Stink the Grimer, which grants us a full team at last. which kind of would have been good against a certain dragon trainer. Surge, destroyed. Blaine, please. Brock, more like broke. Misty, Sabrina, Janine, and Erica, they better be grateful we are under 18. And thus comes the last two fights of the game. The best two trainers Youngster Joey will ever have to fight. And with massive confidence, we go! Against Pidgeot, we lead none other than our own Burp, which easily wins the Sky fight for us. In comes Rhydon, we switch to Furret, and one Surf is all we need. Alakazam comes in, Psychic, and we do survive, but barely miss on the KO. Unfortunate. But Elite Rat does not care how many spoons, nor how much IQ you have, sir. In comes Gyarados. After a mix of nice crit and full restore, we decide to swap and conserve Rat for later. And a double Hydro Miss definitely does not hurt us as we Thunder Punch this guy to the grave. Next is Executor, which we bring Butterfree to absorb, Leech Seed it, and put it to sleep before bringing Burp to 1v1. And last is Arcanine, which Muck almost 1v1s, but where Stinkers fail, Elite Rat succeeds, beating out this challenge. So far, every single fight but Lance has been a first try. Only one fight remains though, the legend himself, the Pikachu leading monster. Let's see how well Youngster Joey from Cherry Grove City fares. Red leaves with the scary Light Ball Pikachu. Who better to destroy a famous mouse than an elite rat? One dig, down goes Pika. Next is Espeon. Once again, Rat is our best bet. We hit a strength, and we get a crit for massive damage, but we come on top, 2 down. Third is Snorlax, the best Pokemon in all of Gen 2, to which Rat falls like a hero he has been from the start. But what the Rat can't do, its teammates will. Muscles shows up and busts a cross chop that makes the one it used to beat the Aerodactyl look like a tickle in comparison. Charizard comes in, we switch Ice Stink. We almost nabbed the 1v1 but got burned and failed to get it thanks to the half damage. Burp kills the lizard baiting in Blastoise. We stay in, trusting that Metapod will beat Venusaur in the back. And after a few turns, Burp does not take prisoners and does definitely not care about blizzards. Venusaur shows up and makes a last stand for Red by surviving and killing the Fearow, but it is definitely over. Metapod shows up and Psybeam. Youngster Joey conquers not one, but 2 regions. The GOAT, the top percent, the trainer to end all trainers. In all of our videos, we ask you what your thought was about the various Pokemon we present. But this is Youngster Joey. There's really nothing to say. He is the best. No one can beat him, and you are legally required by Youngster Joey to like, subscribe, and make a comment about how goated he is and his top percent Rattatas. Or else.